So we have Trung Pham, the co-founder of Axis. Trung, what is Axis?
So Axis is a hardware company. We design and develop DIY products for millennials. So we like to tackle unsexy industries that don't innovate. The first being window blinds, obviously.
So I want to talk about some failures you've had.
Okay.
Tell me about the first prototype of Axis. You know, this is a great story of persistence, of determination, and your just vision of how the future should be.
So the idea actually started when I first moved out to a condo. My landlord didn't let me install anything in the windows or on the walls because it would cause wall damage. So I was thinking, how do I install a blind without damaging the walls? I eventually bought some curtain rods, put them up, but they kept on falling. And I didn't want to buy a permanent blind because next year I'd move to a new condo with a different window size. So I came up with an idea where a blind could extend to fit different sizes and wouldn't require any screws or nails to install. So the first model we developed, actually, it worked, but it kept on rotating on its axis. So we use a tension bar system similar to a shower curtain rod, but the problem was that this was placed under the actual blind. So because of the way the blind, it would actually rotate on its axis. Our new and improved models have the axis, has the tension bar run directly through the blind itself. So I'll do a demo in a bit and you'll understand when I explain it.
So how many prototypes did it actually take? How many versions did it take to get what you have today?
This is probably our 10th prototype, to be honest.
And what's actually involved in that? So, do you just go to China? Do you make them yourself here?
I actually received a government grant from FedDev, and they designed my second or third prototype, 3D printed. And I think with 3D printing being democratized, it helped a lot. So the prototyping cost went down. The process to iterate decreased dramatically, but that definitely helped.
And so how are you, because it seems like hardware, you have to it takes a long time to make it. How are you validating that this is actually something people want?
So we're launching with two products, the Axis Dual and the Axis Gear. And with the Axis Dual, we actually validated that with our partners. So we actually got letter of intent from international buyers, and that's what validated the Dual, which is our window blind system.
So when you say international buyers, you mean?
So distributors in Europe and Australia.
Okay.
Okay, and with the Axis Gear, we both validated on the consumer side and the business side. Those same buyers were interested. On the consumer side, we actually set up a Google AdWords program with a landing page. We ran a few tests, and our conversions were actually really high. So we had, we ran a couple $100. We got about of the 100 clicks we actually got 35 clicks that clicked the buy now button, which is actually very, very impressive.
So you just ran some ads on Google
just ran some ads, click buy now, and then they leave their email after they're interested.
And those people are disappointed that they can't buy it now?
Yes.
So it should have been a buy-in X number of years button.
Well, we let them know the campaign's going to be launching in a few months. So Indiegogo is going to be launching in 3 months, so stay tuned.
All right, sounds good. So what is it we have here? Let's take a look at this.
So the window blind itself is a derivative of the Axis Duo, which is a fixed size window blind. And I'm able to uninstall this and install this within seconds. I'll show you right now, actually.
I love how you guys actually brought in a window frame.
Yeah. So all I'm doing is I'm turning a dial right now.
So you're turning a dial.
I can remove the blind, just like that. And then when I want to reinstall it, I just dial it the opposite direction. And it's going to apply pressure against the window frame. If you look at the left side.
So to reinstall, he's turning the dial in the opposite direction. It's applying pressure to the window frame.
And it's actually very strong. So
you could do chin-ups on it.
anybody could come by and try to pull it down, so it'll pull down. And our second product, which Mark, my engineer, is going to demo, is the Axis Gear. I'll explain this concept. I'll explain the concept of the Axis Gear. So when my sister moved out to her condo, she wanted to motorize her blinds, and she went to do some research. She found out that each blind would cost about $500 to motorize, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So from a business background, I looked at the supply chain, and essentially there's a assembler of the window blind that's a middleman that doesn't really need to be there for a motor. The reason why they're there is because all existing motors on the market are actually inside the tubes, so they're required. However, if you create a product that's external and you sell it directly to the retailer or consumer, you could cut out that middleman, and that's all we did. So this is an external motor. This is our 6th prototype, and Mark will demonstrate the capacitive touch.
Well, essentially you install the device, and then after it's installed, once it's snapped, it turns on, and then just with a touch of a button, you can move your window blind down, you can stop it, you can move your window blind up. You can also take out your phone and do it with Bluetooth if you're not right next to the blind.
Yeah. So we have we're integrating with Bluetooth, and we're integrating with the smart home systems. So eventually we'll be able to work with Nest, for example, and send data back and forth from Nest, so Nest could eventually operate the blind themselves to regulate the room temperature.
I heard of that's cool. I think that's cool. Big round of applause for Trung.
Thanks.